Hello and welcome to our first Facebook Live training. We are here, we are here, we are here. Sorry that it took us a while to get started, but we are absolutely here. We had to wait to get the free OSHA Training website together. There were some problems and difficulties in that. But just to get started, we just want to say welcome to everybody. Welcome to take a few minutes out of your time and call somebody and text somebody. Let somebody know that we are here, we are live, and we are on Facebook. All information, we need to get some information out before we get started to make sure that everything goes well on this platform. This platform is created and used for training purposes, but the main goal to my heart for this whole platform is to be able to share information and for people to be able to obtain jobs. That is the main purpose of this platform. So we just wanted to say that and hope that everybody out there understand this is the reason why we absolutely spent thousands of dollars to get this together, but we want to make sure that people are able to obtain jobs. And the only way to obtain jobs is to be trained. And the only way is to be trained is to provide the training. So this is our whole goal. This is the reason why we're doing what we do. So one thing we want to talk about is our YouTube channel. We do have a YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and you just type in "Let's Talk Safety," keywords for YouTube, just "Let's Talk Safety," and scroll down, you'll see the little yellow sign emblem with the man on it with free OSHA training on it. Click on that. That will take you to our YouTube channel. Now, guys, we need everybody just to go over there, take a look at what's going on with the channel. It's brand new. We're going to be adding our interviews, adding our training, and adding more information into the channel. But the most important thing is for you to go over there and just hit the subscribe button. Also, when it comes to Facebook, we want you to just be able to like the page. Just like the page for Facebook. For the YouTube channel, you just want to be able to subscribe over at Let's Talk Safety. You scroll down, you see the yellow platform with the guy on it with free OSHA training. Click on that and hit subscribe. Anytime that you want to contact us, we can be reached at 240. It's 898-5040. All you guys out there that wants to do flagging, we are the flagging people. We do the ATSING flagging certification. Very, very simple. It's 7 simple principles that ATSING wants you to learn. We are very good at teaching those 7 principles to you. That course is $150. At the end of the course, you will be able to obtain your flagging certification, and your name will appear in the ATSA database. You can take that certification anywhere in the United States, and it's going to be good to you for 4 years. So that's the type of stuff that we're trying to do. Also, if you're a business owner and you are in on our live stream training, our main focus, the main reason why we are open in business is because we are safety consulting services. We provide some of the best safety consulting services, site-specific programs, job site inspections, accident investigations. We show you how to save money on your workman's comp by keeping your guys safe on the job and and in the field. So those are some of the things that we do. The free OSHA training site again is free OSHA training for you. It's free OSHA training for you.com. You can go there, watch the 10, watch the 30-hour OSHA training. It's provided for you for free. Now, if you guys want to obtain your OSHA card. Then you have to go over to the training zone of the DMV and click on Get OSHA Card. Unfortunately, obtaining the OSHA card is not free, but it is the cheapest site out. I made it that way in purpose just for you in mind. So the site is absolutely the cheapest site out. You just go ahead and over to the training zone of the DMV, click on Get OSHA Card, and you will be able to obtain your OSHA card right there on the cheapest price out. Okay, so I think that's all the information that we need to talk about. We will be bringing in more people. We will be scheduling interviews. We'll be doing more, but this is us our one-time, first-time training. I just wanted to get information out to you and make sure that you are aware of the things that is in the future. One last thing, and is most important, that anybody who knows any company that is hiring, please give us a call at 240-898-4050 and let us know. Also, if you're looking for a job, then you can send your resume to us at hooked, HOOKED, hooked on safety at mail.com. Our goal is to match companies with employees, with people, match them together so that they may be able to obtain a job. We're not live on Facebook asking for money, begging for money, things like that. We have been already blessed in that area. We just here with one goal in mind, and that is to help someone obtain a job. Use the platform to train people so that they can attain a job. All right, we're going to get right into it. The introduction to OSHA. What is OSHA? OSHA is your Occupational Safety and Health Administration. You know, they are responsible for the workers' health and safety protection. That's basically what they are. Is there a need for it? It's nearly 5,000 workplace fatalities take place every single year. Guys, you would not believe, if you take that 5,000 and divide that into 365 days of the year, you will understand that for every hour that you work, 2 people pass away. So there is absolutely a need for that, and it is a strong need for not only for OSHA, but it's a strong need for safety officers as well. If you are a safety officer and you are in the field, please, send us an email at hookedonsafety@mail.com. Just send an email in saying, hey, I'm in that field. We would love to schedule a live Skype with you on this platform just to hear from you and what safety means to you and the difference that you're making. This is the field that I'm in, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody out there gets some of the information that is given to me. So has it made a difference? It has made a difference. Nearly 5,000 workplace fatalities, injuries happen in the year. It's nearly 50,000 deaths from workplace injuries. And also it is $5.7 million in workplace injuries that is paid out in the United States alone, paid over $125 billion in injuries. There is definitely a need for that. Has OSHA made a difference? They've been around since 1970. They basically helped to cut the workplace-related fatalities rate in half. They work with employers and employees to reduce the workplace injuries and illnesses by 40%, and they virtually eliminated the brown lung disease in textile industry, also reducing trenching and excavation by 35%. How wonderful is that? What does OSHA do? It encourages the employers and employees to reduce, employers and employees to reduce the workplace hazards and implement new and improved safety and health existing programs. It develops and enforces mandatory job safety and health standards. We're going to clear that up. We're going to talk about standards a little bit more, and we're going to maintain record reporting and record keeping systems, jobs to monitor the job-related injuries and illnesses, and we will provide assistance, training, and other supports to help employers and workers. Let's go back into the word standards. What is the word standards? Well, if you take that word standard out and you move it over and you apply a new word called rules. If we use the word rules instead of standards, then we could understand it a lot better. So, OSHA has a CFR 1926. This is the CFR 1926. It is the book of rules. It's filled with standards or filled with rules for each particular thing. So, if you're dealing with stairs and ladders, then there's a set of rules with stairs and ladders. If you're dealing with electrical, set of rules for electrical. Whatever you're dealing with, there is a set of rules. These rules are called standards so that everybody can understand it. Okay? Let's keep moving. What is covered by the OSHA Act? Most private employers is covered, provided directly through OSHA through the OSHA approved programs and state programs. It does not cover self-employed or immediately members of farm families that do not employ outside workers. OSHA standards. We're going to take those words standard out and rules and say OSHA rules develop and enforce rules that employers must follow. Where OSHA does not have rules, the employees are responsible for the OSHA Act, which is your general duty clause. States with OSHA approved programs must set rules at least as effective as your federal rules. So we want to jump back in. We're talking about rules, but we're talking about the general duty clause. What is that general duty clause, guys? It says that the worker has the right to be free from any recognized hazard. So if you don't recognize that the railing is down at 7 o'clock, then your general duty clause do not apply. But at 2 o'clock, you recognize that that railing is down, and you tell someone and they don't do anything about it. It lets you know then the general duty clause now protects you because you have a right to be free from that recognized hazards. The other thing that I wanted to jump in here and pull out of this slide here is that they had two sets of rules. One is for the state and then the other one is for the federal. Well, anytime that you see OSHA in the area moving around and they on your job site, it is the federal OSHA department. For the state of Maryland, the state of DC, whatever state that you're in, state only help with consultation. What is consultation? I'm a small company. I need some help developing my health and safety program. I'll call the state. The state come out, help me get the program together, show me where to go to provide the training. That's what the state does. On the federal level, the federal OSHA stops on the job sites. If an accident happened, they're the ones that show up. They're the ones that create the fines. They're the one that does the enforcement part of this training. All right? What does OSHA require? It determines which rules that you follow in the workplace. Follow OSHA standards are a requirement. Following the rules are a requirement here. Record keeping. Record keeping for employers, for companies that has 11 or more people on the job site. 11 or more people on the job site must maintain records of occupational injuries and illnesses. All employers must display the OSHA poster and report any accident to OSHA within 8 hours. If one person died, or 3 people go to the hospital. Now, I just recently went into training, and that fatality, that one person died or hospitalization, has changed up a little bit. So rules are always constantly changing. As you might know in this field, the rules are always constantly changing. So it had changed a little bit. But the bottom line is, if something happened, you have to report it. Let's keep moving. So these are your record keeping forms. It is maintained on a calendar basis every year. The summary of the recording of the previous year must be filled out and posted from February through April. What are the workers' responsibilities? Well, you have to read the OSHA poster. You have to follow the employer safety and health rules. You have to wear and use all required gear and equipment. You have to follow safe work practices for your job as directed by your employer. And also, you have to report the hazardous conditions to your supervisor. Report hazardous conditions to OSHA if your supervisor don't fix them. And then cooperate with OSHA inside of an inspection. Those are your rules or your responsibilities. Now, as a worker, you have rights. And what is the worker's rights? Well, you have a right to identify and correct any problems that's on the workplace, that's involved on the job, working with the employers whenever possible. You have a right to complain to OSHA about the workplace if it threatens your health and safety. You can complain in person, by phone, by electronic, however you want to complain. Section 11 of the OSHA Act gives the worker the right to be free and safe of any workplace without being fired or discriminated against. In today's time, they have an 800 number for OSHA that you can just call. So if you say, hey man, we got a guardrail down on that 5th floor up there, there's a bunch of guys working, can we get somebody to repair that guardrail? They tell you get out of the trailer. Don't pay attention to what you're saying. There's no need in going back and forth with them. You have the right to not be in that unprotected area. You can reach out, contact OSHA 800, whatever the number is, contact them. Let them know exactly what's going on and just hang the phone up. Somebody will be out there eventually, take a look at what you're talking about. So times are changing. You don't have to go back and forth with people. You can be very discreet about that. And then because your safety is the number one thing. Guys, you got to understand from a safety point of view. A company hires you and their agreement is to make sure that you get your check on Friday if you come to work every single day. You got to get up every day and go to work, but you got to be safe. Well, how can you be safe if you have not been educated and trained? So this is all about. Our whole concept here is all about education and training. It's about education and training so that you guys can, one, find a job to go to. Then when you do find that job, that you can get up and go to that job and work safely and come home at the end of the day. You don't have to be a part of those 2 people passing away per hour. You could be a person that's having a productive day, that's paying their bills and enjoying life on life terms. All right. OSHA has a web page there. It's www.osha.gov. That web page is full of information, anything that you need, anything that we're talking about, all the information that we're talking about is there, right there on that page. You can go to that web page anytime that you need anything. Boom, 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 www.osha.gov. And say you got an issue with fall protection. You just type fall protection in that search bar and hit enter. All the rules, all the information on fall protection will pop up for you, and you'll be able to maintain what you're looking for that way, find the answer for that. So it's most important not always to know information, but to know where to go to obtain the answer to the information that you're looking for. So what are the employers' right? The employers have the right and the responsibility. Employers must provide a safe and healthful workplace that's free from any recognized hazards. and follow the OSHA rules, the OSHA standards. The OSHA Act grants employers important rights, particularly in after an inspection. Employers must provide training, medical surveillance, and record keeping. A competent person, wanted to talk about this. This is the best place for us to put our kickstand down for a second, and we want to talk about that word competent person. Being in the field of construction or being in any work field that you're in, you want to be as competent as you can. What does that mean? I need to have most information on whatever I'm doing. I want to be able to look and see that that's wrong and say, hey, correct that, have the authority to make the changes to correct that problem, and to be able to deal with management. It's very important from a safety point of view. I sat in the offices with different business owners in the morning times, and they are looking for people that is what? One, that show up every day, but two, that is competent in what they're doing. So if you cleaning the chimney, you have to be competent about cleaning the chimney. If you putting the roof on a house, you have to be competent about putting the roof on a house. If you flagging in the street, then you have to be confident about flagging on the street. But what does that word competent means? So that word is someone who knows the right standards, can identify the hazard in the operation, is designated by the employer, and has the authority to take appropriate action. The competent person is found many, many times in this training. Some standard specific requirements for that competent person. You, from the point of just training, this is where you want to be. You want to be competent in the areas of whatever you're doing. You don't want to be confused. You don't want to not be decisive. You want to be able to share all the information that's needed. You want to be able to have your management team be comfortable with you in knowing that you know what's going on, knowing that you can make a difference on the job site. In return, that makes money for them, which in turn add value to you. So everything that we do is about adding value to. So you start off sweeping because you don't know anything, you don't have no skills, you haven't accomplished anything. But doesn't mean that you can't sweep to learn, to push, from pushing the broom to swinging the hammer, from swinging the hammer to maybe obtaining safety, or from safety to a foreman, or from a foreman to a superintendent. It does not mean that you can't do that. But the people who move in that direction from a sweeper from a sweeper to pushing concrete, or from concrete to safety, from safety to foreman, from foreman to supervisor, people who move in those directions there are people that's competent about what they're doing. And so you need to be very much competent about what you're doing. And that's why this stuff is free on the website. You'll be able to go into it, look at it every single day. If you're not doing nothing, just look at the information, begin to learn and study the information, because the information is what makes you competent. The power is not in what you do, it's actually in what you know. All right? So workplace inspections. OSHA established inspections subjected to compliance by safety and health officers. Most inspections happen without advance notice. What are these? These are the main type of hazards that's associated on any type of site. You always have electrical, any type of site, cranes, falls, excavation, scaffolding, machinery, stairs and ladder, and chemicals. These are the main hazards on the construction site. So OSHA has a thing that came up, and they call it now the Focus 4. What is the Focus 4? Well, it's 4 different topics. Falls, struck by, caught between, and electrocution. Those 4 topics that we talk about, falls, struck by, caught in between, and electrocution, are the main 4 hazards that's associated on the job. Accidents happen in those main 4 hazards. Fall, somebody took a fall, somebody got struck by or caught between, somebody was working off of a ladder using the drill and they got electrocuted. So these 4 hazards, OSHA say these focus 4 hazards. If you focus on these main 4 hazards, this will help to reduce your accident and injury rate. So inspection process, the OSHA guy pops on the site. He does an opening conference. What is the opening conference? You're just checking the permits, things in the office to make sure that all your permits are up to date and everything is up to speed. Everything that you need is right there. They do the walk around inspection, walk around the job site, see what they can find. If there's any information that they find, they bring it back to you in the closing conference and sit down and let you know what violations were found and how you can go about abating the violations. So while they conducted it, you might have a representative who walk around with you and establishes working conditions. You can discuss the possibility of the corrective actions with the employer. The safety and health officer may consult with the employer in private at times to find out exactly what is going on. What happens after the OSHA inspection? Well, they sit down, they may not issue you a citation. Citations will inform employees of the regulations and the standards alleged violations and the purpose time for abatement. The employer must post a copy of each citation at or near the place where the violation occurred for 3 days or until a violation is corrected, whichever is longer. So here's OSHA's source of assistance. Here is www.osha.gov. They have consultation services, which is provided through your states. You have your federal offices. You have your training and education. And then you have an outreach training program. That's what I am, an outreach trainer. We're reaching outreach trainer to small and medium-sized companies and local people who want to make a difference and be safe. Here again, more OSHA stuff, www.osha.gov is their website there. And this, you can get a copy of the federal standards, of your standards there at your government printing office. I always recommend to people who's wanting to get into this field and learn more about the information is to go ahead and get your CFR, the 1926, CFR 1926. You can obtain that off of YouTube. You can obtain that off of eBay. You can obtain that off of Amazon. Just cheaper than the sandwich. $3.50, $4, $6, whatever it is. It's cheaper than the sandwich. The information inside of it is absolutely golden and material. Again, it's not what type of work that you do. It's the information of it that really makes a difference. Stop to think about that for a minute. Most people are foremen. They absolutely ain't really doing too much because laborers, carpenters, and so on and so forth are doing the work. They're just managing what's going on. Why? Because the information that they have. Superintendents don't come out. They just managing what's going on. Why? Because the information that they have. If you don't have jobs, if you don't have things going in the right direction, if you're not out there, that's because you're not obtaining the information. In today's time, we have to be, most important, we have to be able to obtain information one way or the other. We also have to have every certification that's available to us out there in the field of construction, whether it's flagging, whether it's first aid TPR, whether it's forklift operator, whether it's rigging certification. All certifications that you can obtain makes a difference because you have to have those things in order to show yourself as what? Being competent. And that's what this really is about. So they have consultation persistence. Consultation is provided at no cost. It's developed for smaller companies. It's delivered through the state agencies. I told you about it. They come out. There's no penalties. There's no possibilities for any OSHA violations or anything like that. Not unless there's any imminent danger on the job site. Again, this is your 800 number. I was telling you about 321 OSHA. You can report any workplace safety or health fatality with 3 or more people hospitalized or 1 person die. You can report any workplace hazards. You can file a complaint. You can request information and also use their publications. In summary, OSHA helped to save OSHA helps save lives and prevent injuries. OSHA operates with a balanced corporate approach with a traditional enforcement. OSHA standards are enforceable requirements for worker safety and health, and inspections are the way to ensure that compliance is taking place, and then OSHA offers a various means of assistance. So guys, this is our training for today. We just wanted to thank you for the opportunity to come on. Want to recap some things real quick. The 10 and the 30-hour OSHA training, it is now live. Website is now live. You go over to freeoshatrainingforyou.com. You're able to log right in and begin to obtain this information about training. Number 2, we asking every single body that has seen the video today to go to our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube. We want to put in Let's Talk Safety. Let's Talk Safety. Stroll down, you're going to see the yellow man, the yellow board with the guy standing there. Click on the free OSHA training for you, YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button. Guys, if you don't do anything, the training is free. We're bringing it to you live and free. I'm asking you to support by clicking the subscribe button. I'm asking you to support our Facebook page by the like thing. If you have any questions or any concerns, you can always email me at free OSHA training for YouTube, free OSHA training for YouTube at outlook.com, or you can also contact me at hookedonsafety@mail.com. Again, it's free OSHA training for YouTube at outlook.com, or it's hookedonsafety@mail.com. Guys, it was my pleasure coming to you today. We look forward to getting back at you real soon. Next week, we're going to be covering some more information about health and safety. We're going to be bringing other people in. If this thing makes a difference, if you give this thing a chance, if you just give this thing a chance and pay attention to the information that we're providing. Guys, we're not talking about something that I read in a book. Most people who know me know that I started out pushing the broom and slowly became from one step to the next step to the next step to the next step. I only did it because I was able to obtain certifications. The only way I was able to obtain certifications was to be able to retain the information. If you get the 30-hour OSHA card, which allows you to be a safety manager on a job site, also allow you to be a competent person that speaks value in the field of construction. If you're able to flag and certification, if you're able to maintain any type of flagging operation, you're certified to do that. That adds value to you. Forklift operators, every truck have to be unloaded, material have to be moved. You can operate a forklift, you certified in that. It adds value to you. first aid, CPR. Someone get hurt, you're able to go to that person and help assist them with their medical needs and attention. It adds value to you. Rigging certification, just learning how to rig stuff and take stuff off the truck, it adds value to you. When you have value, or when you are walking with value, and other companies see the value in you, then there's never a shortage of jobs for you. There's never an area of lack for you. There's never someone saying, well, I can't find a job, because people will always hire someone who adds value to them. Understand that most business owners are sitting behind the desk, looking for jobs, maintaining jobs, maintaining material, paying for the insurance, getting everything in order so that they can go out and do the job. But they need someone that adds value to them to help them to complete the job in the field. And this is where we're going to be focusing at for the rest of the remaining time. We're going to always focus on how we can add value to the business owner out in the field. Again, listen, it is my blessing. It is my time for being here with you today. I thank you for that. Guys, please get on over there to our YouTube channel. Subscribe that. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. The keywords is Let's Talk Safety on that. Also on the Facebook, make sure that you like us for that. And we'll be back at you real soon with more ideas, with more trainings, more things. Again, if you know anybody that's hiring, don't forget to give us a call at 240-898-4050. If you're looking for a job, then you can send your resume into us at hookedonsafety@mail.com. That's hooked, HOOKED, on safety @mail.com. Facebook, we love you. Until next time. Thank you.